Good evening, everyone, and happy Labor Day. Hope you're all having a great day. Unfortunately, I had to do some work today, so um, not quite the full day off I wanted, but it's been good. Managed to get home about 2 o'clock, spend some time with the wife, and then come spend some time with you guys. So I've missed a couple of streams. I've been hunting, so I dropped a couple of videos during the week, and hopefully some of you have seen it. We had a over-the-counter deer hunt, me and my wife, last weekend, and Friday we went out, and my wife has never shot a deer before, and she's always good at finding them. We're driving around, she can see them, and she's great after I've shot them. She can track the blood. I struggle to find the blood, but she does a great job. But we were out last Friday, and we were driving around, and we pulled up, and there was a little 3x2 at 40 yards, and we pulled up right alongside it, and he was just standing out in the field at 38 yards, and he was just grazing. He was not bothered by us at all in the side by side. So I actually asked her, "Do you want to have a go?" She didn't think she could do it. I said, "Well, just take the bow, take a crossbow, have a look through the scope, line him up, and see what you think." I said, "He's at 38 yards, and the top cross in the scope, just put that just behind his shoulder and put it halfway between his back and his bottom belly. Put it halfway there, and if you feel comfortable, just let it fly." She picked up the bow, looked through it, and next thing I knew, the arrow was gone. She let it fly. Wasn't the best of shots. It ended up going back a little bit further than I hoped for. But the buck jumped clean in the air, 4 legs, all different directions. We knew it was a good hit. He walked about 10 yards, and he just bedded down right there in front of us. And she started crying. It was a bit upsetting for her. Like I said, first time she'd ever done it. I hadn't really pushed her into it. I just said, just have a go. And she had a go, and she let it fly. And I was so proud that she actually did it. The animal was a little bit slow dying. So it was really upsetting her to see him just sitting there. So I went up, and I put another arrow in at about 30 yards and dispensed him straight away. So that was a little bit easier for her then, but initially she was pretty upset about it. We took it back to camp, and she, up until now, she wouldn't touch the deer. She wouldn't touch the antlers, the deer. She was just totally I'm not going anywhere near it. And then she actually helped me skin him, get him out. She was holding the legs apart from me while I was doing what I needed to do, and she was all hands on. So I was so proud of her, what she did. First time ever doing it, and yeah, she's beginning to get into it, and she loves looking for the animals. She loves the whole going away hunting, but the actual part of shooting the animal was taken 4 years. It's taken her 4 years to be able to do it. So I'm so proud that she's finally done it, and she never does it again. I'm good with that. She's done it once. She's had a deer, and really pleased, really happy. And then that was Friday afternoon, and then we hunted Saturday, couldn't get on a buck. Sunday, all day Monday, couldn't on a buck. And I was going to be coming home Tuesday. We planned to leave the campsite about 9 o'clock in the morning, so we both could get home, get sorted. So I said to her, I'm just going to go for one drive. I'm going to have a quick drive around the routes that we've been doing. Drove up this road, and there was 3 bucks standing 60, 70 yards up on this little bank. 2 of them are facing straight towards me, right on top of the bank, and I didn't want to shoot them. They were up on the bank. I couldn't see what was behind, so I just thought, okay, that's it. I'm not going to get a shot. And I happened to keep glassing, and all of a sudden this other buck popped up, and he was down the bank about 10 yards, so I could clearly shoot him, hit the bank, wasn't going to go over the top. So okay, so I glassed it, made sure there was a buck. It was a little 2x2, little forky. He was at 66 yards, and got my got my crossbow out, let it fly, and again he jumped clean up in the air. The legs went everywhere, and he shot off 100 mile an hour up the bank. And I thought, oh, have I done a bad shot? Have I missed? So we walked up, had a quick little look. He ran about 100, 110 yards, and he was face down in the bank. And it was a great shot. I double lunged him and straight through the heart as well. So he was pretty much dead the minute the arrow hit him. And so he didn't suffer at all. He ran, and I think it was just a pure adrenaline helping him to run. And he shot off, and it was like 100 yards, and it was a great kill. So again, we picked that one up, took it back to camp, and again, it's the first time I've actually skinned and totally prepared and got all the meat off on my own, because I normally go hunting with a bunch of guys, and they couldn't go the first weekend. They're actually up there this weekend. So me and my wife actually got done. We shot 2 deer, recovered 2 deer, and did the whole processing up there, cleaned all the meat. So it was a great. We felt really good about it. So yeah, so it was a great weekend. And before I go through the side chat, guys, 2 years ago I got drawn for elk, and if you haven't seen, let me just move this around a little bit. I finally got my elk back. I got him mounted up in my loading room here. So not the biggest elk, but to me, best one it could be. It took me 8 years to finally get drawn. And then we went out and I hunted the full 14 days, and there was 1 day to go, and we got it on basically the last morning. And I took it to a local taxidermist up in Flagstaff, and it took him 2 years. There had a lot of elk in, a lot of deer there. I finally had this beauty back. And so I didn't hunt last year, but we got drawn again this year. So me and my wife, we both got full elk tags, and we're going to be out a week Friday. We're going to be off hunting again, and I'm going to try and get another elk. So I'm looking forward to that. And I had that one back. I'm so pleased to get it. And so we're going to try again. We're going to try again this year to see if we can get another elk and fill the freezer up. We got 2 deer there, and hopefully we can get an elk. So thanks everybody for joining. Let's just have a quick read through. So Gene Reloading from the Hot Pot was first. Then we got Vanessa Kitty, Ron Wayne, Hillbilly Up is with us. Thorax is here. Ron Wayne is with us. Good to see you. Brutal Bob. Good to see you, Bob. I hope you're on the mend. We haven't seen you for a while. So pleased you could join us on the show tonight. And I hope you're on the mend. Viejo's with us. Walter, good to see you. Info Brothers. Bobby Barlow's with us. Good to see you, Bobby. Mark's Trapping and Outdoors. Misty Mrs. Wayne. GGW Outdoors has joined us. Hillbilly Up is with us. GGW Outdoors. Dale Poe. Good to see you, Dale. Thanks for joining us. Tactical Fed. Shane Boyle, good to see you, Shane. Thanks for joining us. That's a Kitty, I think I said earlier. MCK, good to see you. Jeff MOA is with us. Good to see you. Chessboard, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Rich B is with us. Thanks for joining us. And that is it so far. So let me just go in and switch. So tonight, hashtag Mac26, guys. I just switched it on. So if you want to start putting in your hashtag Mac26 to get in the draw, and we're going to have a couple of stickers to give away. I got my channel sticker, the FN sticker, the old pin-up girl wraparound koozies for bottles and cans. We got one of those, and of course the little pocket screwdriver with a little belt clip, a little magnet on top. So I got one of those, guys. I'm up to 699 subscribers. So I'll keep an eye on it tonight. I'll do a second draw if I hit the 700. So just going to go through quickly to see if it is there, but still sitting on 699. And so if we hit the 700, I'll do a second draw a little bit later and get that done as well. So got the Triclops ballistics is with us. Good to see you. And so there's a few jumping in here. So one of my friends, or one of the guys I go hunting with, has just redone us. He's just built a 7mm mag. So he started breaking the barrel in, and he's asking me if I wouldn't mind processing some brass for him. So this is just FC brass. This is his first batch that he shot. So so far it's been cleaned and deprimed. So we're going to do a little bit of annealing. Being I was going to do the annealing today for him, I just thought let's turn it into a stream and we'll go through the amp annealer again. So we'll just go through that as well. So I'm going to be running a stream next week, but then I'm probably going to be away possibly for 2. If I can manage to shoot an elk in the first weekend, I'll be coming home, but I'm going to stay up there. It's a 2-week hunt, so I'm going to probably end up staying up the 2 weeks to try my best to get an elk. But as soon as I get one, we'll be heading home. I'll be bringing the meat and everything home. So I'm probably going to be missing 1 Monday, possibly 2. If I'm back over the Saturday and the Sunday, I'll get the stream running. But just a quick heads up on next week's show, guys. It's going to be a little special. Been talking to Hillbilly Up, and we decided to do a little show remembering 9/11. He asked me, was I running a show? And I said, yes. And he asked, do you mind if I jump in front of you and do a little show? Or I said, no, let's do it on my show. We both do it. We can sit in and talk about it. We can find some videos and things. And if any of you guys want to jump on the panel, you're welcome to just send me an email or send Hillbilly an email and get you on the show. So if there's anybody out there that has been was actually involved with it, or have family or friends that were involved with it and they would like to come on and share some stories, that's what we'd like. We'd love people to be able to come on and share their stories. I was in the UK at the time it happened, and I've got my own story that I'd like to share with you about how I saw it all happening and where I was, how I felt about it. So I'm going to share that with you as well. So and Hillbilly be on as well. If any of you guys want to jump on, let me just put up my email here quickly while we're talking. So if any of you guys want to jump on, we'd really appreciate it. And we get a panel together and we just all talk and remember that tragic day. And it's just going to be my show fell on 9/11. That's going to be the show we're going to do next week tonight. So again, if any of you guys want to jump in, just like I said, get in touch with me or Hillbilly Up, and we'd really appreciate it, and we can get a nice little show going. Vanessa Kitty says she's added her second channel to me, so that might have pushed me over. So we'll check in a minute. Info Brothers is with us. Let's see, I saw another name here. Tactical Fund. Sheen Boyd, I think I said on Dale Poe. Good to see you, Dale. He says he's still in the process of moving his reloading room. That's always fun. I enjoy setting up and moving things around. And now I'm set up. It's not going to get moved again. AR Gun 1776 who joined us. Good to see you, Elliot. Thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to quickly check over here. And there you go, 700 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. I finally hit the 700. Thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate what you did there. So we'll we'll do 2 draws tonight. So one will be just for the normal show, and I'll do just a little draw for the for hitting 700 subs. It'll only be similar to what we've done. When I hit the 750, that was going to be my goal, to hit 750, and I'm going to give away probably a knife or something nicer, a little bit nicer to give away. So when we hit 750, we'll do another draw, and then we'll do a nice big draw at 1,000. So I'm looking ahead. Hopefully I can pull some people in, and we can do that soon. Okay, let's just see if there's any questions or comments come in here, and then we'll start going through. And I said hello to Bubba. And once again, thank you, Vanessa. I really appreciate that. Mrs. Hotshot has joined us. Hi there. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. There we go. I think, yeah, the clock is going at on the draw tonight. Okay, let's bring you over here to the annealer, what we're going to be talking about tonight. Just going to move the camera for you. Get you over here. Sorry about the banging about. I'm just trying to get this in so everybody can see. Okay, so there we go. There's the amp annealer. And we're going to be doing some 7 mil mags, a little bit different from the other night. We did 300, 308. We're going to be doing some 7 mil mags. So let's see if I can just get that all focused in so you can all see. Okay, let's get this switched on. So this fires up. So all I do is I just remove the little dust screw-in cap, and we have an adapter to go in for 7 mil. So I've already done my sheet. So you can see I got the list of the calipers, the pilot we need, and the code we need to load in so it knows it's 7 mil mag into this machine. So down here, 7 mil mag, we're looking for a B15 with a pilot and a 015A for the code. So you can go in and check the brass. So I keep that all in a little file. So there's your B15 pilot. So we just screw that in on the top. And it doesn't need to be tight, we just nip it down. Over here, I don't know if you can see that on the screen, just bring the camera over a little bit. So let me get rid of the email address for a second. That makes it a bit smaller. You can see on the screen, it's got the Aztec, which is this is the analysis that'll actually check the piece of brass and tell me what code to use. So we're just going to go in and hit start to go into the next section. Brings it straight up with a pattern and everything, and it's asking for run or analysis. So we're going to go over to analysis by hitting one of these buttons. This starts to flash. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. We hit start, and it's select a pilot. So we need to put that number in that we saw earlier, which was 015A. Just check in. So we can go straight past the first 0. Change the second number to 1, hit start again. Over to the second 0. Going to change that to 5. We're already at A, so we don't need to change that. So we can just go through, hit it again, and it says ready to go. So again, we get the little brass holder, and it just screws down. It holds just a normal, any brand of shell holder. So you can just put it in, clamp that up, and it just holds a shell holder. It keeps your fingers away from it. Just drop the piece of brass in. You can drop it in. So this first one is going to ruin the piece of brass. It's actually going to go in and give us a code so we know how to set the rest of them up. So once it's flashing, we just hit start. It's generating a code for us. And there you go. 0143. So just going to write that down over here. So that's the actual code we're going to use for the rest of the annealing. That's going to, let me just pull back a little bit. That's the little code we're going to use for the rest of the annealing. So if we pull this piece out, you can see it's pretty much cooked it, and it's put some dents and bangs into the actual shell itself, and that's checking the thickness of the brass and everything. So this first piece obviously gets ruined. It's a throwaway piece, but all these are the same batch. They're coming out with it's an FC, if you can see that, FC 7mm Remington brass. So these are all from the same batch. So by keeping them in the same batch, we've only have to ruin one. And next time he brings these to me, I'll have the code written down in the book against his name, so I won't have to do this and lose a piece of brass. It's just going to be straight through. Just type in 0143, and we're good to go. So again, so this time, you just drop the piece of brass in. You can drop it in the machine, and it just says use or back, go back. We need to use it because we're happy with that number. It's set up, use, and we're going to go over and highlight the use. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. So let's go and press use last entry. No, that's a 0136. Sorry about this, guys. I went wrong there. So this is what would happen if he brought this brass to me again. I can actually go in and just use 0143. So we can enter into the machine again. So this time we're going to do a run. And we want to highlight new because we're going to put a new code in there. So the new is flashing. Press start, and it's asking for the code. And the code we're going to use is 0143. So there you go, 0143. Hit start, and it's ready to go. So we can put the brass in, hit start. It's gone through, changes color, tells us one count, and there you go. And hopefully you can see that. You can see the difference in the color where it's done a perfect anneal all the way around. Back to factory spec. And then all we're doing is we're going to be dropping it in to the metal container because these get pretty hot. Just put another piece of brass in, hit start again. It goes through. Gone through and done. Count number 2, so it counts your piece of brass. And there you go. And there you go. That one's done as well. So once you've got this set up, just hit start. It goes red, changes back, and you know it's done. And there you go. Perfect anneal every time. There is, like I said last time we showed this machine, there is another add-on where you can put a case feeder in, and so you don't have to do this by hand, and you can use a Dillon case feeder on a setup that Annealing Made Perfect makes, and it's a little bit expensive, so I'm not going to go down that route of buying that. I'm just quite happy doing it by hand. You can see perfectly done, annealed. Drop it in the container nice and quiet so it doesn't dent anything. Start. So what, 3-4 seconds, and it's done. Let me just go and see if there's any questions here while we're going through this. Thorax says, congratulations, Mark. You need to get to 1K now. You will get there. Thank you, Thorax. Yeah, we're we're going to put some content out over the next few weeks. It's hopefully going to cool down a little bit, and I can get out. I got so many guns that I want to go out and shoot and show what I've got. So there's going to be a lot of videos coming. Guns and Water has joined us. Good to see you. I think I said hi to Ron Wayne earlier. Just going down the chat here. I think I'm up to date. So I like to anneal. I anneal my rifle brass after every shoot-in. So every time I go shooting, I bring the brass home. It goes in the cleaner, run it for about an hour in the cleaner, and then I deprime them. You always want to deprime them. You don't want to leave a primer in the case. So deprime them. You can clean and uniform the pockets up as well, and that's process is already done. And then we just come in and we can just do the annealing, and then from here it's just a matter of sizing, bumping the shoulder back. These will be neck sized. These have all been fired once in his rifle, so they've started a fire form. So what we're going to do is we're going to neck size him back to maybe 3 thou, probably 3 thou, because his barrel and everything is still a little bit tight and he's breaking it in. So I'll probably do 2 or 3 thou, and then we're going to bump the shoulder back, probably again 3 thou, and check. And if they need trimming, we get them trimmed back, and then we can go ahead and load them for him. And he's got this batch of FC, and he also bought a box of 50 Nozzler, I think it's Nozzler brass as well. So that's the brass he's got at the moment. And so we got 2 batches for him. And then he comes down here then and he loads up. I let him load up on he uses a 0 press, and he's using the F&D digital scale and V4 trickler. So he came down about 2 weeks ago and I showed him how to use all the machinery. I didn't want to load for him, but he came down and he loaded everything himself. I just showed him how to use the machines, and he did all the loading, and he really enjoyed it, and he took it to the range, and his groups were superb. He was having really tight groups. He was using H1000 powder. I'm not sure how many grains he was using. I can't remember what the setup was. I think we set up four different grain weights, and I think it was the second step up, not the lowest, but the second setup he was getting his best groups from. And he was having groups of under an inch at 100 yards on a brand new gun, which he was really happy with. And the more and more he was shooting it, the tighter the groups were getting. So hopefully you can see that, guys. See how quickly and simple it does. And you can see it's just a perfect anneal all the way around. Not too much, it's just perfect. So let's get out of here. We can go ahead. I'm going to do 1 draw. Like I said, we can do 2 draws. I'm so happy, guys, that you all joined us. And we've got the managed to hit the 700. It's been a little while coming, but we got managed to hit the 700. So the first draw I'll do is going to be for hitting the 700. So let me go and get something from the box. So the first one we'll do, I'll give away the the 5 little magnetic, take this back a little bit, the 5 magnetic stickers. You can put it up on a safe or on a toolbox or something. So there's the little 5 stickers. Obviously, always my channel sticker. This is the FN, not a sticker. This is actually a patch. There's a nice little patch there. And of course, the little screwdriver, little pocket screwdriver. So we do that draw first, and then I'll do the show draw a little bit later on. So we have, have a look here, how many we got on to start with. So you've got 24 on and 16 entries. So hashtag Mac26, everybody, for the first drawing for the 700 channel, 700 subs. And we'll get that done now. So a couple of minutes while I'm talking here, if any of you guys want to get hashtag Mac26 in, and I'll do the draw, and then I'll do the second one in a little bit. See if anybody else has joined us. He'll be upset. He'll be upset. Macman039 Roden has all the good toys. Congratulations on 700 subs, buddy. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. Vanessa is asking, is that an inductive heat unit? Yes, it is. It's got like the little coil. I believe there's a little coil in there. So the case sits in the coil, and that's what these different pilots are for the different height of the cases. So just the needles where you need to be. So yeah, it's an inductive one. And GGW has joined us. I think I said hi to Ron Wayne. Ron Wayne, I gotta find some 303 brass. Having a hard time finding it. Ron, try Gene from Reloaded from the Hot Pot. I know he works in a store that has a lot of brass in. Possibly he might be able to have a line on some. He might have some there now. But yeah, Reloaded from the Hot Pot, Gene might be able to help you out there. Just check him first. He came through with some 4570 for me a little while ago, so he might be able to find some 303 for you as well. Jeff is saying, Ron, Graf and Sons have some. So there's another line if you could try them. And there you go, Reloading. Gene Florian says, yes, we have 303 British at the shop. So there you go, Ron. Hopefully that you can get together with some of these people and you pick up some of that brass that you need. Okay, I'm going to go in and share the screen, guys. Let's do this first draw. Let me turn this. Share. So hopefully you can see that, guys. Let's get that focused in here. There you go. So I'm going to set it going. So we're going to go for the first draw, guys. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Info Brothers. There you go. Congratulations, Info Brothers. I think I've got your details here. Let me just check my address book quickly. Sure, I got it. I think you've won a couple of times. Yeah, I got all your details. So let me just write it down on my bit of paper so I don't forget. Info Brothers. There you go. That's great. So that's the first draw, guys. Congratulations, Info Brothers. You've got that. I'll get it packed up this week and sent out to you. It's back around to me. Okay, so that's great. So we got that one done. And let me clear that off the screen. Okay. Okay. So while everybody's on again, oh, hang on, Thorax got a thing up here. I have a feeling that Mac is going to invest in some exotic old caliber European rifles, metric caliber stuff. I don't think so. I got too much. I got too many calibers, too many stuff. I don't want to get involved with anything else. So I'll just stick with one guy. Unless something comes along and really catches my eye, I'm just gonna hold off for a minute. So for all you guys that joined a little bit later, I just want to let you know, me and Hillbilly Up are getting together next Monday, and we're going to do a show to remember 9/11. So if there's anybody out there that would like to join us, would like to come on the panel, if they were there, if they were impacted by it, if they got friends or family that was impacted by it, and they'd like to come on and share a story, we'd really appreciate it. We don't want to forget. We want to put it out there so the younger audience know what was happening, why things have changed so much since that day. And Hillbilly got hold of me and asked me if we could do it, and I said, sure, that'd be great. So if any of you guys want to join the panel next Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, if you just want to come on, share a story, and if you want to leave, that's fine. But we'd really appreciate anybody who'd like to come on and share some experiences from that tragic day. We would really appreciate it. Bamba Dad has joined us. Good to see you. Just check. Anybody else jumped on? No. So yeah, so it's just going to be a little informal. If we'll talk about it, if we can find some videos to put up there. But we just thought it'd being my show fell on 9/11, and we can look back and remember that tragic day. So again, guys, anybody out there, just get in touch with either me or Hillbilly, and we'll get you on the show. What's saying, Mac? If there was a guy, he would be that guy. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's just go and do a couple more of these. We'll do a little bit more annealing, so you guys can see this, and then we'll do the second draw, and that'll be close to the hour then. So there you go. This is the AMP, or the Annealing Made Perfect machine, an induction machine, large machine for just one hole for doing it. And all the extras you're going to need is a little brass holder to hold your shell holder. The pilot's already in there to give you the right height for the brass. And all we're doing is we're just popping the brass in, hitting the start, goes red, goes off, and it's annealed. Simple as that. I love this machine. Like I said before, it's not the cheapest, but I use it such a lot. I use it on my 308. I'm using it on my 7mm mag. I'm using it on my 300 Win mag. I'll be using it on my 338 lapel. I also use it on my 41 mag because that really works the brass when we're sizing it. So I use it for 41 mag. And the next two I'll be doing will be, I'll actually be doing 30-30 and 45-70 on here as well, just to prolong the life of the brass, because it's hard to find. It's not cheap to buy anymore. So the more times you can reuse your brass, the better. And as a guide, normally before I was doing this, I could get about five shots out of a piece of 308 brass, just as a guide. After about 5, it was really tightening up. It was really hard, and I was getting cracks and things like that. So since having this machine, I've got 5 pieces of brass that I set aside that I'd load, and I think they're 308, and I believe I'm on my 17th or 18th firing on them, and there's no sign of cracking. The brass is perfect. The only thing that I'm going to probably end up throwing them away is the primer pockets are probably going to loosen up. So at the moment, they're still setting the primers nice and tight. But for how much longer, I don't know how much longer the primer pockets are going to hold out. So like I said, I'm on 16, 17, 18. I'll have to check in my book, but I got 5 pieces of brass that all I'm doing is an experiment with them to see how many times I can shoot them, see if they're going to remain constant. And at the moment, I'm still getting nice tight groups with them. See, that's all annealed all the way around, really nice. Got 4 more to go, and that's the batch done. So if I can get 20 firings out of a piece of brass, and the amount of shooting I do with these rifle rounds, this machine will get paid for pretty quick. Like I said, you can go through these. The longest part is actually taking the piece of brass out, putting a new piece back in, dropping it in, hitting start, and done. And there you go, 39 pieces of brass, all done, all annealed, ready to go, job done. So I highly recommend that annealing machine, guys. It works perfect for me. I get a lot of firings out of it, and hopefully it'll pay for itself pretty quick. Yeah, let's go back over here. Yeah, Guns is saying he wants a Ruger Vaquero 5.5 inch barrel. It's a nice little revolver. Thorax is completing Four Brothers. GTW is there with us. Thorax says really nice machine. I wish I could afford that one. And it's like I said, it's not the cheapest. I think they're like $1,500 at the moment if you buy the machine with the whole Aztec program and everything. They're up there a little bit. But when you're paying $7, $8 for a piece of brass when you buy new Lepore 338 Lepore brass, and if you're only going to get 2 or 3 shootings out of that piece of brass through a 338 Lepore, and you can extend it 10, 15, it's going to pay for itself. So Viejo says expensive, sure, but if you're needing a lot, it seems to be worth it. It certainly is. It's going to pay for yourself. Gunswater says nice looking machine. It oozes quality. You're right. Gene is saying they have 7mm at the store as well. And Thorax is saying, Walter agreed. I find that if you pay the bucks, you will be happy with whichever machine you choose, whatever you need it for. Yeah. Induction heat is the way to go. Sorry, my phone just going off here. Okay, I think we're pretty much up to date again, guys. We can do another draw. we're going to do another draw. So this one is just like the normal channel draw for everybody who joined us tonight. So a couple of stickers. We got the channel sticker. I got an FN sticker. I got the little pocket screwdriver and the wraparound koozie we can give away. It's a little pin-up girl, Mac Tools wraparound koozie. Just slap it on and it'll go around a bottle or your can or something. It's just, they've been quite popular between this and the screwdrivers. Everybody seems to like these. So we're going to get that draw done, guys. So again, just same number, hashtag Mac26 will get you in the draw, and we'll do the other draw. I'll just give you a couple more minutes to go through and do that. GW is asking, Walter, how long is the barrel on that GP100 in the Moldy Monday videos? Keep an eye, see if he throws the answer out, GG. Mrs. Hotshot says, it's back in work tomorrow. Hope everyone had a good Memorial fun day, fun weekend. I know we did. Yeah, it's been a great weekend. Chessboard is saying that MacMan, there is a 10% off for 2 days on the Mark II. So if anybody's interested in that annealing made perfect, they are offering a 10% off by the looks of it. And I believe they come through Brownells. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's where I got mine from. So yeah, there is a little bit of a deal on them at the moment. Alaska, Andy has joined us. Good to see you. And then what have we got? Richie B. Annealing wasn't done much in the last. I remember very few articles about it. The long range reloaders made it a thing. The biggest thing with the annealing, apart from extending the life of the brass, is it's giving you more consistency, because every time you fire that piece of brass, it gets hard and harder at the tip. So hold one of these. So your neck and your shoulder and everything hardens up, and eventually they get so hard that they crack. And what the annealing does, it's softening back to factory spec. So if you were to buy that piece of brass and checked how soft it was, and then you've got a piece that you fired 2 or 3 times and checked it after being annealed, it should be pretty close. So it's softening it back up, so you're getting more life out of it, and also you're getting a more consistent tension. So once you've annealed it and you've sized it, it's keeping it more the same. Like you said, for long range shooting, consistency is key. So it's giving you a lot more consistency. And I've done tests where I've shot an annealed brass that's been fired 2 or 3 times, and the annealed brass that's been fired 2 or 3 times. And the results from the annealed brass groups are much better. So it works. When you actually see it working, you can understand why we do it. Okay, let's go in and do this last draw then, guys. It's coming up on the 50 minutes. Let me share the screen again. Giveaway tool. Share. So there's the last winner, Info Brothers. You only can win once, I'm afraid, Info Brothers. So if you come up again, we'll go ahead and we'll do another one. So here we go, guys. Good luck, everybody. We can hit the draw button again. There you go. Bobby Barlow. There you go, Bobby. That's great. Let me just check my book. I'm not sure if I've got your details. If I haven't, I'll put my email address there. No, I have not. So let me go back in. Move this around. Go out of here. Congratulations, Bobby. Got you set up there. And share screen. Let me get my email address up for you. There you go. So there's an email address there for you, Bobby. And I'll write it down. So if you just want to forward me your details, there's my email address up there. And I'll get the stuff packed up. So you're going to get the little wraparound koozie, a couple of channel stickers, and an FN sticker, and these pocket screwdrivers, magnet on top, little flat screwdriver. It'll be great around the loading room. So I've got those there for you as well. So just send your details through. So any more questions on that annealing machine, guys? Just throw them out quickly. We got probably another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll wind it down and let you go back and enjoy your holiday Monday. But I just want to go over again. If there's any of you guys for next week, me and Hillbilly getting back together, we're going to be doing a little show in my normal time slot, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Arizona time. We're going to remember the day of 9/11 and a tragic day. So I know I'm repeating myself, but both think it's a really important thing to do. And if any of you guys want to jump on, share your stories, share anything you want, there's an email address on the screen. Just contact me and I'll get you on the show. Or if you want to get in touch with Hillbilly up as well. We'll try and get a nice little panel together and we can all just talk and share our experiences. And it's mainly for the younger people out there that might not know a lot about it. Because as time goes by, people tend to sort of forget things. So we want to keep it up in front of everybody, remember it. We can't forget what happened, how much it's changed everybody's lives, and how much it's changed. Just even like going through airport security, how much everything is tightened up. It's something that changed our lives and it changed everything around us. So it's, I think it'll be a good stream. It'll probably run over an hour. It probably might go to an hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll see. We'll still do some giveaways. We'll give some stuff away on the night as well. But it's just something we thought we'd do. And hopefully you guys will come and join us. And if anybody want to jump on the panel, just jump on the panel. The little gun I've got up here on display tonight, just something different. This is a Ruger Black Hawk, and you can see it's a long barrel on it, and it's all, I don't want to touch it, but it's all ported at the end. This thing is a really, really nice shooter. I managed to pick this one up and a Smith & Wesson 460. They were on consignment in my local gun store, and I had to buy two of them together. The guy used to use it for deer hunting. It's a 44 Magnum. Like I said, you can see the length of the barrel, or 10, 12-inch barrel, ported with a nice little scope on it as well. And it's reaching out. I shot 100 yards with it, and it's bang on. It's on the money. So that's just something I put up there tonight. If you can see, people look at it weird when they see it up there and you bring it out to the gun range. It's such a long thing. But when they see it shooting, when you're banging that gong and putting a nice tight group together at 100 yards, they can understand, yeah, it works. So I thought I'd put that up there tonight, something different for you to see. Just a pity we can't handle it and show it to you better, but YouTube says that we can't touch anything on live stream, so we just leave it sitting up there. I suppose I could zoom in on it a little bit so you can see it, guys. See if I can get in on it a little bit. There you go. So again, it was a used gun, but it's in such lovely condition. You can see the wood and the handles. There's no marks on it. There's no marks and dings on the gun, and the scope is in really good shape as well. And it's a fun gun. I love shooting that. If I get drawn maybe for javelina, I might actually take that with me and try and shoot a javelina with it rather than using anything else. It'd probably be fun to use that on a ham hunt or something where you can use pistol, archery, as a loader. I'd like to take that out and have some fun with it as well. Gun Lord says, Mark, man, that's a nice pistol. And Mark's trapping and outdoors. Yeah, he says the same as well. So I haven't put much out lately, guys. Most of you might have already seen. I've done a few. I done a hunting trip last weekend, and I had to get ready for it. I had problems with my trucks. Both trucks had major problems with both trucks. Hopefully, they're sorted out. Fingers crossed that we can get them back on the road and keep them on the road now. So I missed a couple of Mondays, and I really apologise for that, guys. But we're here tonight. We're going to be here next week doing that special show to remember 9/11. And then probably one Monday or two Mondays I might miss. I've got an elk hunt coming up. Me and my wife got an early archery bull elk hunt. So we're gonna do that. If I manage to get one in the first few days, packing up and coming home, I'll go back to work and I'll be here to do the live streams. But I'm probably definitely going to miss one and possibly a second. It all depends how it goes, if we can get onto some elk or not. So yeah, so we've got that planned as well. And for you guys that have joined us, I keep showing everybody, but I'm so pleased with it. This is my elk from 2 years ago. It's a spike on one side and a little forky on the other. And the taxidermist, they did a fantastic job on it. It came out really well. You can see him there. It came out really well. I'm super stoked, super pleased with it. And I know it's a small one, but to me, that thing could have been, it's the best elk ever. I've been putting in for 8 years. It took me 8 years to get drawn, finally to get an elk. And on my very first hunt, I managed to get one. And so many people have told me it's hard to shoot elk. Actually, you've got to get so close to them. And if they're not in the rut, they're not coming to calls. So it's pretty tough. So I was super happy that I got one. And we're going to do it all again a week Friday. We can see if we can get into another one. If we can get one with a few more points in it, it'd be better. But if that's all I see is another spike, I'll be taking another spike because the meat is so good. And yeah, I'm not going to waste. If there's one in front of me in range, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to, we leave it just in case a bigger one comes along. I've seen so many stories. People have done that. Excuse me. I've done that and missed out and never had an elk. If there's one in front of me, in range, and I know it's going to be a good shot, I'll be taking it. So let's have a look. What is thorax? Mark the Ruger, that is a cast bullet eating machine. I will shoot it until the wheels fall out of it. Yeah, that's such a fun gun to shoot. And with it being ported, it's nice. It doesn't bounce around too much, and there's so much weight in that barrel. And you can see it opens up quite a bit at the end. There's quite a bit of weight on the end there, and it's such a nice thing to shoot. And then Bambadad, what has he got here? I'm looking for a deal on a used RCPS alignment lead. Got mold. As soon as I can get that, it's time to melt down some PB. Yeah. Once you get into it, it's addictive. It's so much fun. I really enjoy casting and powder coating, and then so much fun to get out and do it. Ron, that's a terrific mount. Best of luck on your trip, man. Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that. Info Brothers, Macman. What is the crossbow rated at? To hit that hard, it must be pretty strong. It's a Mission MBX crossbow, and it's shooting 385 feet per second. I shot the deer at 66 yards last weekend, and it blew straight through it, and the arrow buried itself in the ground, and we couldn't find it. It's a 22-inch bolt, and we looked for over an hour, and we couldn't find it. So we know it's gone straight through the deer into the hard ground and totally disappeared, and it was gone. A couple of years ago, I actually shot a deer at 100 yards. It was about 102 yards. It was my longer shot. And it was up at a steep bank as well. It was shooting up at probably 35, 40 degrees. It was 102 yards. And again, I blew straight through that. I took his shoulder out, double lunged him. And the arrow, we found that arrow, but it blew straight through him at 102 yards, and it just totally smashed his front shoulder to bits. I hit him in the shoulder a little bit too far forward, but then it angled back and went through, and then we managed to do a good kill on him as well. But yeah, 100 yards for that crossbow. It would take an elk like that. It just blows through them. It's awesome. It's so powerful. There's even ones that mine shoot at 385 feet per second. I was hunting with a guy last weekend who had the new Raven, and it was only probably 6 inches wide, and you couldn't pull it back. It actually had a winder on it, and his was shooting at 500 feet per second. He had to use special bolts and special broadheads for it. It was firing at 500 feet per second. That thing would take an animal down at probably 150, 170 yards. No, that's a hell of a shot, but it's so much power coming out of that new Raven. I see Hillbillies put it. I am waiting for the High Point to come out with the crossbow. High Point do make one. Hillbilly, they make a new one which is 400 feet per second. It's narrow. I think it's only 8 or 10 inches wide at the widest spot, and it's a beast. I've looked at the Raven and I've looked at the High Point. Maybe there's a step up. Mine's working so well. It's just, I'm used to it. I know exactly where all the dots are. I don't even have to worry about it. I've got them set up from 30 to 100 yards. Each square or each dot is 30 to 100 yards, and it's good to go. But yeah, if High Point are definitely going out there. It's a beast. It's really firing out there. So everyone, we've been on for just over an hour. I'd like to say huge thanks to everybody. I don't think anybody else new has joined us. I just haven't been watching the comments coming through. And yeah, so thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you took something from the annealer machine. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and a couple of stories about my hunting and my elk and everything. So, and congratulations to Bobby Barlow and to Uncle Brothers for the winning the prizes tonight. And if you can join us next Monday, me and Hillbilly, we're going to do that special show to remember the 9/11 tragedy. So if any of you can join us, if you want to jump on, so get in touch with us, and you can come on, and we'll get that done and hopefully share a few stories. So huge thanks to everybody. I really appreciate it. Special thanks to Brutal Bob. Really glad you're out there, Bob. We missed you, and it's really good to see you back. And we'll see you all next week. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Good night. Be safe.